I don't believe the player base has any idea just how powerful the Crisper and Torture truly are, weapons that can destroy heavily armored enemies in a matter of seconds, if not faster. They're good against every single faction to a certain capacity, and honestly, they're a lot better at certain factions than folks would expect, because usually people take it against the bugs, and it's great there. Fire damage is in a pretty good spot. Sometimes they do walk through the fire unscathed, which is a little tilting, but generally speaking, you'll get a lot more kills by just dousing the land with the flames of freedom. Automatons are where Torture and Crisper flip the script and become anti-tank weapons. Tanks get on the side or behind them, and they're gone, and I'm talking less than 2 seconds. Hulks are tricky. They get smoked by the Torture. Crisper, it's finicky considering you have less range. The main difference in the Torture, Crisper, and Flamethrower is their fuel and range, as far as I know. But point being, these primary weapons, this primary and secondary, are so much fun if you can close the gap. And now that we have Warp Backpack, what do you think I'm doing? I'm warping up close, having a 1v1 with the Flame Hulk, winning constantly. Sometimes I lose. Destroying a Factor Strider in roughly 2 seconds, only taking up maybe half your ammo on a Crisper. Upon further review, it's closer to a full magazine most of the time, which is still wild. I wouldn't say flamethrowers are particularly good against Battle Titans or Charger Behemoths if you're playing solo. Get one other person and it's going to be both cinematic and very efficient in taking them out. Give it a gander, and I'll be giving y'all a few fire builds for every faction. Before that, I have no sponsors, but I do have affiliate links and a brother. Get custom embroidered hats, patches, printed t-shirts at outwestseams.com, including some of my merch. If you're a company looking for those items, you can also make them as well. Looking to cook on stainless steel? heritagesteel.com. You can get whatever you may need using code ODO. I'll teach you how to make eggs and have them not stick on these pans. And some creatine, electrolytes, protein powder, various other items at echovision.com. The main things I use would be the creatine and electrolytes. I recommend them highly. The Automaton Loadout varies a little bit based on the seed you may get. For Hulks, Railgun is so good and efficient. If it's a War Strider seed, Railgun is still pretty good. It's just far more difficult to hit the shots you need to take them out quickly. So Quasar, go for the leg, is a done deal. But past that, Warp Backpack for mobility, if you ain't got it. Jump Pack is okay, and from there, take whatever backpack you may want. Then I recommend Rocket Sentry and Autocannon Sentry. Those will be the team that you don't have. If you're playing solo. In a group, this build is even better. Anything that works solo is basically overpowered in a group setting. Because if you can do a thing as a one-man army, and then you get an army, wouldn't it just be more powerful then? That'd be the case here. And we got Diligence, Crisper, and Thermites. You can change the primary weapon. I just know that Diligence is godlike if you're hitting headshots, and if you're not, whatever you feel comfortable with using. And the armor is going to be Medic. Fire armor is not needed. Lay down or dive and put the fire out instantly as long as you aren't laying in the fire itself. And taking reduced damage is cute, but you're still taking damage, and you're likely to pop a stim, otherwise the next thing that hits you will hit you for half your HP, and you're going to die regardless. So Medic armor, giving me more stems and stem duration, is an infinitely better choice for the way I play the game. I didn't expect Flame to be so good against Chaff for Automatons. This is a decent number of folks, and they're getting tore up. That includes Devastators, Billy Bobs, you name it. 17 kill streak off of almost a full mag for Crisper. Terminid Loadout, Torture, Grenade Pistol, Incendiary, Impact. That one you can change. I just like the idea of having a ranged fire, and honestly, you could just take that alone and get insane value if you want to. Quasar, Warp Backpack, Strafing Run. That is for impalers and objectives. You see a Shrieker Nest, you can take out 2 with a single throw, saving you tons of time. And a Sentry of your choice. You could take whatever you want with that last... with anything, obviously, but the last one, I like Tesla Tower. I know a lot of folks maybe don't because it will potentially murk you, as it does me, and I use it pretty often. I just forget where it is sometimes. I will say try your best to get a Hunter Seed. Currently, E710 oil gives you a decent chance for a Hunter Seed, but if you get a proper one, the kill counts get to upwards of 100, which is pretty good after the change to making it so kill counts aren't as wild. Like, you would get kills from nothing, from thin air before. Bile and Nursing Spears would make the build not useless, but you probably want to have a better primary for them. Eruptor and crossbow are good options. Then Talon with the Incendiary Grenade. There's no Crisper or Torture, but it's nice to have a weapon that can stun hunters out of the air before they hit you. fire doesn't stun them, and they're still going to take half your HP, and maybe light you on fire. Wait a second. Another option is Grenade Launcher Warp Backpack. 500 kg for Battle Titans if folks enjoy that or whatever else. Closing a bunch of bug nests at once. And Sentry of your choice or another orbital. Maybe even Emancipator Mech Suit, honestly. And then you change your primary to Torture, Talon for sidearm, change your grenade to Thermite, and you're set. You'll have to get a little creative with positioning to take out the heavier enemies faster, and maybe do some combinations of sorts. For chargers, they either get roasted in the fire because they stand still like dents, or you go for the wagon. Battle Titans, if you're rocking grenade launcher or any weapon that breaks the sacks quickly, they can no longer spew at you, and that does a decent bit of damage, and you finish off the kill with your fire. Crisper range, I didn't test, but Torture, pretty good distance-wise. Illuminate Loadout. Eruptor, Crisper, Thermites, which I haven't seen if they can one-tap the Harvesters. I was using the Pyrotech grenades before, and they're solid when Meatbob stands there bewildered. Because then you can use one nade and get a lot more value than usual. Then we got Stalwart, Warp Backpack, and double machine gun Gatling Sentry. This will help you with the Meatbobs that are really a problem for many folks, apparently. That's why I want to deal with them. A lot of firepower. He stands there menacingly! And you can also be on the move, and there's no need to be using a backpack or anything like that. No stationary reload. Constant mobility against the faction. It's very quick. Crisper is going to be massive for lighting the ground on fire and running away. You could alternatively, if you're a psychopath like me, take the variable. And now you can one-shot Harvesters from pretty long distances. It's so much fun. It is absolutely phenomenal. I love using that thing. You ain't got no idea. And maybe even change out your Stalwart for a flamethrower and swap your secondary for a grenade pistol. That way you can close dropships. The first build for every faction has been battle tested, meaning I beat the faction on max difficulty, currently super helldive, solo, using said build. And the second one tends to be something that I recommend for folks that would likely lead to a better time, potentially, based on your playstyle. I recommend trying out fire damage, and if against nothing else, take it for automatons, at least a Crisper. It is so crazy to see how fast tanks die. You might not even believe it with your own eyes until you do it. You won't trust me, and that's fine. But go up to a tank, get decently close to where your gun isn't clipping through, but the flame is, and see how fast it dies. One that just spawned in. Hulks, sometimes they get tore up from the floor up freaking wildly quick as well. So try it out, and I might be making more videos like this. It depends. This is just a more fun topic. I think that fire is in a pretty fun spot. Anyway, hopefully this helps you in some way, augments your gameplay in a positive manner. And thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. You've been helping out a ton with the views. I hope I'm providing you all value. I'm doing large things, brother. Hunter Seed with a Torture. I can't mess this up. Ready? Oh my gosh, he ran to the fire. Wrong weapon. No! It broke the thing, dude! This is the move. Come out! Of course, of course. I too make phone calls while headless. That's called risky business. Got him. That makes no sense. How am I so easy to be lit on fire and that guy's not? Don't do it. Nailed it. What if it's like a perfect just press the button beyond 3A? He's doing the thing that I can't stand. He's doing it. I can't tell where the thing's at. Perfect. I'm just guessing. Don't worry, team. I'm experimental boosting my mind. The variable's garbage. It does nothing. There's no redeeming qualities, bro. It's just a terrible gun. You cannot like things about it. But some people are just haters to hate, man. It does nothing. Nothing redeemable. Not a singular thing. This is why in school they have kids do the thing where it's like, say one thing you like, one thing you don't like. Some of these folks skipped that part and just wrote 10 things they hate.